GI series done because I had blood in my stool. Cancer and digestive issues were ruled out soon, but my doctor told me something I had never imagined before in my life. He told me that I had cysts on my kidneys, and I was shocked. I was regularly monitored by a kidney doctor. In 1999, I gave birth to my twin daughters. My blood pressure went completely out of control during my pregnancy, and I ended up giving birth by emergency C-section. During my week-long hospital stay, I had the worst headache of my life. So I was rushed down to London University Hospital by ambulance for an MRI of the brain, since they were worried about a brain aneurysm. Apparently with PKD, you're at risk of having a brain aneurysm. So they were really worried about that. Once I had the MRI and I had no aneurysm, I was sent home that night. I was very excited to begin life with 2 baby girls. I was absolutely over the moon and overjoyed to be with 2 babies, since I had had a previous miscarriage before. But doctor's orders was I had to have round-the-clock help for the first 3 months of my twins' lives until my blood pressure was stabilized. I was not supposed to bathe nor hold my babies alone, and this is a pretty hard pill to swallow for me. After about 3 months, I was off blood pressure pills, and I didn't need the extended help anymore. Fast forward to 2 years later, I gave birth to my son. This time, though, I was monitored more carefully by my doctor, and I was put on BP medications during my pregnancy. I was scared being on medications while pregnant, too. Up to this point in my life, I'd been searching for my birth mother, as I was adopted at the age of about 4 months, and wanted to find out medical history. I wanted to find out who I might have inherited the PKD gene from, because it has to be passed down from at least one biological parent. A registry found my birth mother, whom I'd been searching for almost 4 years. While I knew my birth mother, she told me there was no medical history that she was aware of, and she would not tell me who my birth father was. So I wasn't able to find out the other half of what I could have inherited. To this day, I still have no knowledge of who my birth father is, nor a medical history. My birth mother and I became quite close. I accepted the fact that I would never know the other half that I came from. But within less than a year, though, she parted ways with me yet again, for reasons I do not know, although I suspect there may have been a lot of jealousy from her son, who is my half-brother. After the loss of my birth mother, my family and I moved around a lot. I felt fine, and being young, you just think you're invincible, and over the next number of years, I didn't keep in touch with the doctor very often about my disease. Looking back now, I was likely in the denial stage. Then my life completely changed on August 15th, 2010, and I developed stage 5 kidney failure. I was only 38. I became very sick, and I couldn't even keep water down. I panicked and I thought I was dying, and I asked my husband to take me to the ER. I was later rushed by ambulance to Grand River Hospital from Cambridge Memorial Hospital. Weeks later, when I was finally stable, my nephrologist told me that I was less than about 2 hours away from dying. Earlier, when I was in ICU because of my kidney failure, my mind wandered to remembering my father dying in ICU at KW Hospital. I realized that I did not want to die in the same place he died. He'd had a heart attack back in '86. He was in a coma for a short time before a massive heart attack finally took his life. He was a heavy smoker for many years, and he died when I was only 13. Being in the ICU in the same place he died was a very big wake-up call for me. I didn't want to leave my husband to raise our 3 kids or have my kids have no mother to raise them. Because of my disease, my diet and my lifestyle needed to drastically change. I would now have to go on what's called a renal diet, which was low in sodium and low in phosphate. I went through an angry phase for the first almost whole year of dialysis. I had never picked up a cigarette, never did drugs, and I felt it was very unfair to have a chronic disease and never have abused my body. I was also grieving the loss of the old Laurie. I now had to get used to the new Laurie, and my life had been turned upside down.